On 4th of December 2023, the state of Saxony-Anhalt announced that people who do not recognize Israel's right to exist or have a record of anti-Semitic actions cannot become naturalized citizens. The new naturalization law was passed amidst the massive protests in Germany against the Israeli bombing of Gaza. Discriminatory approach of this law against refugees and migrants reinforces racism and spreads harmful stereotypes, and violating the core principles of anti-racism and anti-discrimination, showing the necessity of criticizing these policies. This law shifts the focus away from the real danger. In Germany, the anti-Semitism originating from German right-wing extremists. This redirection not only overshadows the root causes of anti-Semitism, but also increases the risk of discrimination against migrants and refugees. A fair and effective policy can only be made if we consider the roots and history of anti-Semitism in Germany. This concern is underscored by tragic incidents, such as the Halle shooting in 2019, where a white German right-wing extremist targeted a synagogue during Yom Kippur. After failing to enter the synagogue, he turned his violence toward a Turkish kebab shop, killing a German man with black hair, whom he mistakenly assumed to be of Middle Eastern descent. In another recent xenophobic action, vandals desecrated Muslim tombstones at Magdeburg Cemetery by spraying swastikas and stars of David on them, violating the values of both religions. Heartbreaking death of a 6-year-old Muslim boy, stabbed to death, and the shooting of 3 Palestinian students in the United States simply for speaking Arabic by white extremists are examples of an increase in racist attacks since October 7th, which are being reproduced, supported, and legitimized by such laws, especially given the existing widespread violence against these groups. In Germany, only between October 9th and November 29th, 2023, 187 cases of violence, discrimination, and threats against Muslims were reported. As statistics show that 84% of anti-Semitic violence in Germany originates from right-wing extremists, politics must face up to reality and address the real sources of danger. The severity of the problem becomes more apparent when examining anti-Semitic cases involving right-wing extremist groups, especially those infiltrated within the German police structure. A clear shift to the right can be already felt within the Saxony-Anhalt CDU, the ruling party of the state. According to recent poll results, AfD would receive up to 4% more votes in elections than the CDU, potentially making AfD the leading party in the federal state. In response, CDU tries to pursue a stricter refugee policy, as evidenced by the controversial naturalization law. Alongside with the new naturalization decree, the list of safe countries of origin will be expanded to include India, Armenia, and the Maghreb states, in order to make it impossible for people from these regions to seek asylum in Saxony-Anhalt. This sends a clear message directly targeting the electorate of the CDU and AfD that asylum cases specially from these 5 African countries will not be considered. Interior Minister of Saxony-Anhalt also pushed the German government, criticizing the asylum policy and urging for national naturalization standards to align with those of Saxony-Anhalt. In October 2023, the Prime Minister of Saxony-Anhalt called on the German government to restrict migration and minimize incentives for migration. Taken together, these efforts of the CDU can be seen as a rival policy package against the growth of the AfD electorate. While they're mobilizing against migration, it seems like right-wing extremists are getting a free pass.